Hello everybody, how are you? Gosh, are we having some bizarre weather this week? It seems to have gone from sunshine to cold, wet, and now back to some sunshine but still cold. The weekend's nearly upon us. Well, what a Friday this has been. Quite an interesting day. We've had AGMs, which I've just made another vlog on and will be published later. But I've had some really couple of exciting news from a personal point of view. One is I can't really announce until next week, so 1st of May, please listen in and I will announce it. But I am absolutely amazed, I'm absolutely humbled, and I have to say a big thank you to yourselves out there, and especially for the person who pulled it all together, I'm told. So anyway, my other good news is, after a long while and being invited, many of you know I'm off to see His Royal Highness Prince William, which I'm super excited for. Not as excited as some people with new handbags and shoes. Goodness me, how much do you ladies spend on shoes and handbags? Wow. I guess we do the same. I do the same with football, don't I? And what a game we've got this weekend. Come on, you Gunners, let's put these rivals in North London and let's push on. It's in our destiny, and let's hope that a certain team, amateur team up in the north, didn't exist 10 years ago. Now, what were they called? I can't even remember. They're such a small, noisy club who, you know, are bankrolled by billionaires, have 175 charges against them. But poor little clubs like Leicester City, Everton, and, well, they're not small, to be fair, and Nottingham Forest, three European champions under the fantastic Brian Clough. For me, he was the manager that England let go. And I don't even support Forest, but do you know what a great England manager he'd have made? And I still think he would have brought that World Cup home. But no, my other good news is I've just been given an honorary doctorate. So I am now officially, I've got to get all those posh robes to go to the event. I'll have to get an haircut, of course, but I am now officially a doctor of hospitality. I'm super excited. I'm super humbled. It's cheered me up after the week I've had. I've had more tests, more treatment in places that the sun doesn't shine, but I'm able to sit down. But the good news is the cancer's been caught very early on in that part, so I'm hopeful. For those of you who were thinking maybe this is it, we get rid of him, not just yet. I'm sorry, the noisy person is still here. I'm still going to be driving forward for the patients I love and care for all the fantastic NHS staff, to ensure that you get the very best food and drink. And I mean the very best. And that doesn't come just as a say, that comes as a promise. And that I've worked in it now, as my good friend reminded me earlier, Pat Quirke, in the week. Thanks, Pat, big shout out to you. 44 years. Well, if it wasn't for Pat, I wouldn't be a manager. So if you all want to blame him, it's www.pat ... Just give him drop him an email and say, why the heck did you take him and promote him to a manager? He'll probably say it was the most inspirational and best thing he ever did. And Pat and I worked together for many years. He did promote me, and I humbly thank him for that. And I humbly thank David McMasters. I don't even know whether he's alive. And Amvesti in 1980, who interviewed me and gave me the chance to be a trainee chef in our fantastic NHS. And I think that's one of the things that I really want to push forward with this honorary doctorate and other things that I'm working on at the moment, is about let's get training back in. Let's take it. The Hospital Caterers Association, you have to lead this now. Ian, our new chair, I'm sure will. I'm fully behind him, contrary to some people thinking not. Ian, I actually said Ian would make a fantastic chair, and with Nicola Sora assisting him. And do you know how proud I am? When I was chair of the association, I developed something called the Power of Three and the last 9 yards. Phil Shelley then took it up and grew it. Thank you, Phil. But for me, the Power of Three was about encompassing everybody. How can we do our work as caterers without the fantastic dietitians, speech and language therapists? Everybody, we're a team. We are Team NHS. We are team looking after the patients. And then, of course, some go into care, and we've got to work to them as well, work with the fantastic NACC and the superb work that they all do, their members. But it also stems right back to children. We need to work with LACER to embed training. I want to get a culture within this fantastic arena of hospitality where people want to come into the public sector. We have to give better training. And I was talking this week to Vince, a fantastic lecturer from Kingsway College. Vince also is involved, Kelly is involved with culinary medicine, and I've come up with some thought processes for Vince. Vince has bounced some off me, and we're going to push this forward. We are going to ensure that everybody is well trained who works within this industry, but even take it, as I say, that step further. For me, why did I get involved in food and catering? Well, of course, that stems from my Nanny Jones, who was a cook in the NHS at the George Eliot Hospital back in 1947. She's she's passed away, but she actually helped Nick Vadis with the 75th anniversary book. I don't think Nick will mind me saying I give him a lot of information for that, a lot of recipes that my nan was cooking at the time. And exciting thing is I know we're going to launch and do some work around D-Day on that and have a public sector fish and chip day, but also other great delights coming with it, all based on that great. I take my hat off, and I've always said history's a passion of mine, and especially what happened during the Second World War, we can never allow that to happen again to humanity. But if it wasn't for the brave soldiers who gave their lives for our freedom, and we should never, ever, ever forget that. But let's come back to food. So yes, I'm super excited. I am now a doctor, so I'm hoping that means I sit at the front in the airlines. You never know, pilot might give me a bit of a whiz. But above all, thank you, every single one of you as colleagues, as caterers. This isn't mine, it's yours. I am ultimately so proud, as you can see. It's given me that shot back in the arm I needed after being down and fighting cancers on two front. Well, they can go and like that. I'm sorry for being rude, but they can. And here's to a great weekend for you all. Keep doing what you do. It's magical. You do make a change every single day that you provide food and drink to anybody. You're making an impact, and that goes for the whole business and industry, fine dining, restaurants. We need to push forward and support each other. We need to ensure that this government and any of the future governments assist hospitality. Not penalise us, but assist us. So that's where I am, everybody. You take care. Goodbye. See you soon.